love superheroes. No, really, I love superheroes. For as long as I can remember, I have always been a huge fan of the superhero genre. As a little kid, I watched a lot of superhero movies, like the Spider-Man, Christopher Nolan, Batman movies, as well as the classic DC movies of the 70s, 80s, and early 90s. I also watched an endless list of superhero cartoons, such as Batman the Animated Series, the Animated X-Men series, the Hulk cartoons from the 60s and 90s, so many Spider-Man cartoons, Super Friends, Justice League, Teen Titans, the list just goes on. And nowadays I'm still just as mad for superheroes as I was when I was younger. I've seen almost every movie in the MCU in cinema since Iron Man, I've seen a lot of superhero movies opening day, and I'm admittingly a huge DC Comics fan. So naturally, Miraculous interested me from the start. Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir, aka Miraculous Ladybug, is a CGI animated series from France, so far consisting of 26 episodes. The series was created by Thomas Astruc, who had done work on shows such as Code Lyoko, Witch, and Totally Spies. Astruc came up with the original concept back in 2005, 10 years before Miraculous first aired. The idea came to him after three things that inspired him: anime, decades worth of comic book reading, and meeting a certain lady. That certain lady was someone who worked on Witch with him. When Astruc first met this woman, she wore a Ladybug t-shirt and shared drawings with him. Astruc played around with the idea of a Ladybug character, later drawing Ladybug for the first time on a sticky note. Astruc liked this idea, which led him to create mock-up comic book covers and created a universe around her, which was inspired by comic influences such as Marvel Comics. As the years went by, he continued to further develop his idea. Then one day, Astruc met Jeremy Zag, a producer at Zag Inc. Astruc told Zag the idea about Ladybug, which eventually led to the creation of the animated series. Miraculous went through many changes during development of the series, with the biggest difference that it started out as an anime. Toei Animation helped create the test footage, showing what it would look like as an anime. As an anime series, the show was originally meant to be for an older audience, aimed particularly to teens and young adults with a darker approach. However, this was dropped since networks weren't interested in it, and they decided to make it appeal to a younger audience and make it more likely to get picked up. In the end, it was decided to make the series animated and CGI. The show first made its debut on the 19th of October 2015 in France, and later on the 6th of December 2015 on Nickelodeon in the United States. Miraculous follows the story of two high school students in Paris, Marinette and Adrian. But when they aren't doing schoolwork, they're saving the world because secretly they are the heroes Ladybug and Cat Noir. They protect Paris from numerous goons of supervillain Hawkmoth, a mysterious figure who lurks in his secret lair and releases akumas, which are cursed butterflies that can turn everyday people into supervillains. Together, they must take down the supervillains and capture the akuma embedded in an item of the goons to save the day. Every episode, we see Hawkmoth turn a normal everyday person into a supervillain. In each episode, we see someone who, before being transformed, has a moment that doesn't go their way, such as getting suspended unfairly, being banned from every park in the country, or being rejected as a few examples. Once the person is angry, the akuma can give them powers as long as they have an object such as a necklace, photograph, or even a hat. Ladybug and Cat Noir will always team up to defeat these foes. Ladybug and Cat Noir have one main superpower each that they use every episode. Ladybug has the power of creation, so she can summon her lucky charm and create something that will help her in the final moments of dealing with a villain. Though the items she gets can be unpredictable, strange, confusing, and unexpected, she will always find a way to incorporate it into defeating the villain. Cat Noir has the power of destruction, and has the ability of a cataclysm, which allows him to kill anything he touches. Let's talk about the villains. Like I said earlier, the villains in this series are all summoned by Hawkmoth using his akumas. Each villain has an objective they want to achieve, or have a vendetta against someone. Hawkmoth lets them wreak as much havoc as they wish, with the catch that they also have to retrieve Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculouses. Other than action, the show also shows the normal side of Marinette and Adrian, seeing them being normal teenagers who do normal teenage things, such as going to school, hanging out with friends, and having crushes. Oh, that's another thing I should talk about. When she's not fighting crime, Marinette is usually talking or thinking about Adrian, since she has a crush on him. Adrian isn't interested in Marinette, but Adrian likes Ladybug. But Ladybug doesn't like Cat Noir either, creating a love triangle between two people. Now for my thoughts on the series. I've really enjoyed Miraculous so far. It's got a great blend of action and comedy, which is something that most modern cartoons can learn from, since some of them are strictly comedies and don't work that way. Though the stories are repetitive, I never found them boring and was quite engaged the whole way through. The pilot isn't the absolute best episode, but it's like the first episode of Clone High. Not the best episode, but introduces the characters well and sets the tone for the series. Although the way they defeat the villain in the first episode is so awesome and badass. It's probably my favourite finishing fight in the series so far. The animation is really good by today's standards. Not outstanding or anything, but it's not at a point where the animation distracts you from the show. And I really enjoy the villains. My favourite villains are Pharaoh because I love the idea of someone inheriting powers of multiple Egyptian gods. Roger Cop is another one of my favourites. We see the character of the policeman appearing throughout the series, then finally becomes Roger Cop, who's a good mix between Iron Man and Robocop. If you couldn't His first few appearances before becoming a villain remind me of Doc Ock from Spider-Man. They first appear as nice, loyal, humble people working hard at their job until something goes wrong. Pigeon Man is another one of my favourites. He's a funny character that can be threatening and pathetic at times. He's the kind of character I would love to see on One Punch Man, as I can picture him fitting in nicely in the OPM universe. But out of all the villains, the Mime is my favourite, because he only did bad things to make his daughter happy. He kind of reminds me of Sandman in Spider-Man 3, how he only does what he does to get money to save his dying daughter. Speaking of favourites, my favourite character would have to be Cat Noir. He's got a real wit and swagger with a great sense of humour.
Listen, I'm feline more generous than usual today.
I was reminded of characters like Space Dandy and Han Solo. Some things I didn't like included the repetitiveness, which like I said, didn't bother me too much, only I would have loved to see villains other than Hawkmoth or his goons. There were also characters that annoyed me, like Chloe. She's just a rich, snobby brat who has to have everything go her way. You constantly have to be reminded about her wealth and power. She's really annoying and my least favourite character in the whole series. She really annoys me, and there were times that she got so far into my skin that I just wanted to skip to the next episode, hoping that she wouldn't be in the next episode or have less screen time. Another character that annoyed me but didn't get under my skin as much as Chloe was Alia, Marinette's best friend. I thought that she was nice and a good encouraging friend to Marinette, but I got pretty sick of her constantly talking about her obsession with Ladybug. It's kinda creepy. In the second last episode, we learned that Alia loves superheroes, which we never know until the end of the series. This explains why she's so interested in Ladybug, only she never brings up the fact that she loves superheroes. I thought that if they had her talking about fictional superheroes in their world and comparing them to Ladybug, we'd know that she's really interested in Ladybug because she loves superheroes. This would have made Alia look a little less creepy in my eyes. Speaking of recurring things throughout the series, the puns in this are just so bad.
Hey, Goldilocks!
But my biggest problem with the series was the lack of explanation of how Ladybug and Cat Noir came to be. The whole way through, I couldn't stop wondering what their origin was. They do explain the origin of Ladybug and Cat Noir, but not until the last 2 episodes. But if you really wanted to know, you could watch the last 2 episodes before the rest of the series if you really wanted to know the origin. And it wouldn't affect the ending of the third last episode either. That can work as an ending to the season on its own. I also do have a few minor nitpicks. First off, why can't anyone tell that Marinette is Ladybug and that Adrien is Cat Noir? Understandable for people of the public, but for the people in their class, it should kind of be obvious. I've never really understood how an eye mask can easily conceal your identity. In one episode, Alia notices that Adrien looks a lot like Cat Noir, only Marinette refuses to believe it.
With a mask and a costume, don't you think he looks a little bit like Cat Noir? Are you out of your mind? He's tons more legit than Cat Noir.
Like, come on, how can you not think that? And when Alia becomes Lady Wi-Fi, Marinette realizes it's her because they have the same phone and not because they looked or sounded the same. Also, what exactly does a ladybug have to do with the power of creation? At least a feline hero with the power of destruction makes sense, with animals like lions, tigers, panthers, leopards being strong and fierce animals. What exactly can a ladybug do? They can fly, yet Ladybug isn't able to fly. But overall, I thought that Miraculous was a great, fun, entertaining series. Miraculous also had a Christmas special that premiered last Christmas, which I will be covering for this coming Christmas. And the show has 2 more seasons greenlit at the time of this recording, with the second season to look forward to in the next couple months. We're also getting a 2D animated miniseries to be set between seasons 1 and 2. Season 2 will also show us more heroes in the series taken on by some familiar characters. I would definitely recommend Miraculous Ladybug, though if you're hoping for a dark adult approach, you won't quite find it here. But if you're a fan of the superhero genre and/or anime and enjoy fun and lighthearted stuff, then I would definitely recommend this for you. As for me, I will definitely be checking out the new season and miniseries along with the rest of the Miraculous fanbase. Till next time, bug out! G'day, I'm Patso, and thanks for watching my review. If you liked this video, be sure to give this a thumbs up below, and if you really enjoyed this video, then you can subscribe below or here on screen. Thanks for watching this video, hope you all enjoyed it, I'll see you next time. Bye!